Lesson 6, Criminology and Penology. What is penology? Punishment for criminals. The study of the punishment of crime and prison management. The study of penology therefore deals with the treatment of prisoners and the subsequent rehabilitation of convicted criminals. Who is a penologist? A person who studies the theory and practice of prison management. What does a penologist do? A penologist works in the prison system, has direct contact with inmates, and is involved in inmates' rehabilitation and return to society. A few of their duties are rehabilitating inmates and creating plans and strategies to prevent riots and disorderly conduct. 4 models of penology. Number 1 is retributive justice system. Many of the early professional specialists were expert at the execution, torture, and mutilation. In fact, the Code of Hammurabi 1700 BC often cited as the world's first legal code. Number 2. Justice Model by David Fogel. This model has rejected all hopes for rehabilitation and the intermediate sentence. It also contains some strong views on penology and has been described as less concerned with the administration of justice than with the justice of administration. Number 3. Utilitarian Model. This model, as mentioned earlier, was conceptualized by Jeremy Bentham. Bentham emphasized that punishment should exist to ensure the continuance of society and to deter people from committing crimes. Number 4. Redemption or Restorative Justice Model. Restorative justice is a theory of justice that emphasizes repairing the harm caused or revealed by criminal behavior. It is the best accomplished through cooperative processes that include all stakeholders.
Correction of criminal. The correction of criminal. The counter comes into form, which namely institutional correction and non-institutional correction. How to elaborate these two, let's explain the institutional correction. Correction is branch of the criminal justice system that concern which the supervision and rehabilitation of criminal offender. Therefore, the importance of having institutional correction in ensuring that the communities are safe from punishing the offender that can deter any offender from committing more crimes. The non-institutional correction is used the variety of official order program based on the penalty that permit convict offender to remain in the community under supervision. As an alternative, the active imprisonment, unlike the institutional correction. What is penalty punishment? These two look like the same, but it is not. But these two will be always stick together because the penalty is the consequence the person intend to make representation of amend for the actual damage and deter future for habit behavior with will the punishment suggest penalty plus harsh criticisms and punishment intend to reform character. Punishment has a judgment of why people being punished. The first one is wrong behavior. So kung gagawa man ng hindi maganda ang isang tao, he is deserve punishment. The second is punishment provide unexplained to other who might consider such action. Sa bawat punishment na ibibigay sa ibang tao na makagawa ng hindi maganda, maaaring maging maganda. Halimbawa, ito sa ibang hindi gawin yung ganong mga bagay. Next is throughout the process of being punished. Those punishment will help the offender that will serve as a lesson. Based on the masasabi natin na hindi lang paghirap at sakto yung nararamdaman ng isang tao once na she experience of the punish, kasi it's give people a relation that what they do it's right. It's the way pwede nilang maitama yung mga mali nila. So always remember that mistake can teach us a lesson.
My name is Kent Elbuan and let's proceed to our topic, the juridical condition of penalty. What is juridical condition of penalty? Ano nga ba ang juridical? Ang juridical condition of penalty, it is a relating the law which is pangangasiwa ng hustisya o katungkulan o tungkulin ng isang hukom. May 7 bahagi ito. Ano-ano mga ito? Number 1, must be productive of suffering but not disintegrate the human personality. Ito, it is the punishment na dapat maging produktibo ang pagdurusa ng pagdurusa without affecting the integridad, na hindi naapektuhan ang integridad ng pagkatao o ng isang tao. Number 2, must be proportionate to the crime in the sense of different penalties are prescribed for different crime. It is the different crime na dapat parusahan ng iba't ibang antas ng parusa ng iba't ibang krimen. Okay, number 3, must be personal as must be imposed only upon the criminal and no others. Ano ibig sabihin nito? This requires that ang nagkasala ay kailangan magdurusa ng kanyang paglabag sa batas at hindi ipapataw sa iba. Kung sino yung dapat yung nagkasala. For example, ako nagkasala, hindi pwedeng ikaso sa kapitbahay nyo o kapatid mo o kung sino man. Kung sino yung nagkasala, sa kanya lang ipapataw yung kasalanan. Walang proxy. Sige, number 4, must be legal as it must be the consequence of judgment according to law. This means na dapat sundin ang angkop na proseso bago magpataw ng parusa. Ang parusa ay dapat naaayon sa batas. Hindi pwede yung gagawa-gawa ka lang ng kung ano-anong batas. Okay, number 5, must be certain so that cannot escape from it. It means that walang pagtakas sa mga epekto ng parusa. Walang makakatakas. Okay, number 6, must be equal in the sense that applies to a person regardless of circumstances. This means na kailangan ilapat ng Estado ang mga batas ng walang pinikilingan at pabor. Ang pagpataw nito ay pangkalahatan. Dapat ito'y pantay na inilalapat sa lahat. Okay? Punta tayo sa pang-7. Must be correctional. That the penalty ay dapat tubusin ng maingat ng parusa ang mahalagang material ng tao at maiwasan ang hindi kinakailangang pag-alis ng kalayaan at pagiging pakinabang sa ekonomiya. Okay? Tapos na tayo sa juridical condition of penalties. Punta na tayo sa what is prison. Okay, what is prison? Ano nga ba ang prison? Prison, also known as penal penitentiary or correctional facility. Prison is a building in which people are legally held as a punishment for a crime they have committed or while awaiting trial. Ito ang lugar kung saan dinadala ang mga taong nagkasala sa batas o mga taong lumabag sa batas. In a simple word, a building where people are forced to live if their freedom has been taken away. The main use of prison is a punishment for breaking a law. Okay? Okay na tayo sa what is prison. Lipat tayo sa purpose of prison. Ano nga ba ang purpose of prison? Purpose of prison, upholding the rules of the law by helping the okay? What is purpose of the prison? Again, upholding the rules of the law by helping to ensure that alleged offenders are brought to justice by the providing a sanction for serious wrongdoing. Okay? Prison is an important and integral part of criminal justice system in very country. Used appropriately, it play a crucial role in upholding the rules of a law by helping o pagtulong sa pagtiyak ng mga pinaghihinalaang nagkasala ay dadalhin sa hustisya at pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng parusa sa malubhang maling gawain. Meron din ditong tatlo. May sangay din na itong purpose of prison. Number 1, yung punishment. Ano nga ba ang punishment? It is all about people who break the law. They receive a punishment Tagalogin natin. Nanggagaling ito sa mga nasa pwesto. Okay? Number 2, deterrence. A criminal penalties do not punish violator, ngunit pinipigilan din ng ibang tao na gumawa ng katulad ng pagkakasala. Okay? Number 3, rehabilitation. A set of interventions designed na i-optimize ang paggana at bawasan ang kapansanan ng mga individual with health condition, interaction with their environment. Okay? Okay, we have also responsibilities of prison. Okay. May tatlo din yan. Safe keeping of all inmates. It is important because shall refer to act that ensures the public kabilang ang mga pamilya ng mga bilanggo at kanilang biktima that national inmates are provided with their basic needs because they completely incapacitated for committing criminals act. Okay. Number 2, maintaining and improving the welfare of all confined within it. It's important for them to know each other's condition, that they are aware of what they should do. Okay. Number 3, performance of this object with maximum efficiency and economy. It implies the economic stage which every resources is optimal allocated to serve each other entity sa pinakamahusay na paraan habang pinapalit at kawalan ng kakayahan. Kasi when an economical efficiency, anumang mga pagbabagong ginagawa upang tulungan ng isang entity ay makakasama sa isa. Okay? Klaro tayo doon. Punta tayo sa Bucor. Next is the Bucor. Ano nga ba ang Bucor? Pag sinabing Bucor, when we say Bureau of the Correction of Philippines or Bucor is the kawanian ng mga bilangguan, which is agency of Department of Justice which charged with the custody and rehabilitation of national offenders who have been sentenced to 3 years of imprisonment or more. Here the different places that belong the Bucor, he had 3 years imprisonment or more. Sa pagkakaintindi ko dito, may 7 lugar ang Bucor. Dito yung mga hinatulan ng 3 years na pagkakabilanggo o pagkakakulong. Dito sila dadalhin sa 7 bahagi sa Pilipinas. Number 1, San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm. Saan ito matatagpuan? Ang San Ramon Prison at Penal Farm, matatagpuan ito sa Zamboanga del Sur. Number 2, Iwahig Prison and Penal Farm. Saan ito ulit matatagpuan? Ito ay matatagpuan sa Puerto Princesa, Palawan. Number 3, Correctional Institute for Women. Ito naman ay nasa Mandaluyong, Metro Manila. Number 4, Davao Prison and Penal Colony. Ito naman ang nasa Davao del Norte. Number 5, ito, sigurado alam nyo na to kasi madalas nyo itong naririnig. New Bilibid Prison. Kahit sa mga palabas o sa mga balita, sikat tong na to kasi dito to sa Manila, sa Muntinlupa, Metro Manila. Number 6, Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. Ito naman ay nasa Occidental Mindoro. Number 7, Leyte Regional Prison. Ito ay nasa Abuyog, Leyte. Okay? Meron tayong pasobra. What is rehabilitation means to What is rehabilitation? Rehabilitation means to restore to useful life, to therapy and education, or restore to good condition, operation, or capacity. It is the action of restoring someone to health or normal na buhay pamamagitan ng pagsasanay at therapy pagkatapos ng pagkakakulong o sakit, proseso of o sakit. Okay, process of classification. Classification is a method by which diagnose, treatment planning, and execution of treatment program are coordinated in the individual case. In a simple word, it is the practicing o proseso sa panunumbalik ng normal na buhay after niyang matagal na pagkakakulong. Here are the 3 phases of the classification process. Number 1, diagnosis. Number 2, treatment planning. Number 3, execution of treatment program. Okay. Yan sila. Wait lang. Rehabilitation program in prison. Ito, may mga program din sila doon sa kulungan. Number 1, employment of prisoners. Number 2, religious service. Babasa-basa silang Bible, sisimba sila. Educational program, na pag-aaral din sila. Library service, may library, may food service. Health and medical service, counseling. Okay.
What is executive clemency? It is called executive clemency because only the President of the Philippines has the power and authority to grant it. Ang executive clemency po ay ito po yung tumutukoy sa communication sentence at conditional pardon at absolute pardon. Na maaari pong ipagkaloob ng Pangulo at rekomendasyon ng lupon. The following are the 4 executive. 1. Pardon. A pardon is the forgiveness of a crime and the penalty associated with it. It is granted by the sovereign power such as a president or chief of state. Ang pardon po ay upang makalaya mula sa parusa para sa isang kasalanan o krimen ng isang bilanggo. The 2 kinds of pardon are absolute pardon and conditional pardon. Absolute pardon. It is given without any condition attached. It does not offer to restore the right to hold public office or the right of suffrage unless such rights are expressly restored by the terms of pardon. Ang absolute pardon naman po ay po yung kriminal na pananagutan ng individual kung kanino ito pagkakalooban ng walang anumang kondisyon na nagre-resulta po sa ganap na pagpapanumbalik ng kanyang mga karapatang sipil. Conditional pardon. It refers to the exception of an individual within certain limit or condition from the punishment which the law inflicts for the committed offenses, resulting in the partial extinction of criminal liability. Ang conditional pardon naman po ay isang pagpapatawad na hindi magiging epektibo hanggat hindi po natutugunan ng nagkakasala ang ilang mga kinakailangan o kung hindi ay babawiin ang kapatawaran kapag naganap ang ilang tinutukoy na gawa. And the number 2 is amnesty. It refers to an act of justice by which the supreme power in a state restores those who may have been guilty of any offense against into the free position of innocent person. It includes more than pardon in as much as it obliterates a legal remembrance of the offense. It was the same root as amnesia. It came from Greek amnesia, oblivion. Bali po ang amnesty, isa po itong opisyal nagpapatawad para sa mga taong nahatulan ng mga pagkakasala sa politika. And the number 3, it refers to temporary delay in the imposition of sentence, particularly in the execution of death penalty. A punishment which cannot be reduced afterwards by the executive order of the states. Ang reprieve naman po, ang ibig sabihin po nito, kanselahin o ipagpaliban ang parusa. And the number 4 is commutation of sentence. It refers to the reduction of legal penalties, especially in terms of imprisonment. Unlike pardon, communication does not nullify the conviction and is often conditional. Communication po para sa akin ay halimbawa ang hatol ng kamatayan ay maaaring gawin sentensya ng pagkakakulong ng habang buhay. What is parole? Parole is not executive clemency. It is a procedure by which prisoners are selected for release on the basis of individual response to correctional institution and service. Progress and by which they are provided with necessary control and guidance as they serve the remainder of their sentence within the free community. Parole. Ang parole po ay ang conditional na pagpapalaya ng isang bilanggo mula sa institusyon ng pagpapawasto pagkatapos pagsilbihan ang pinakamababang panahon ng sentensya sa bilangguan. What is probation? Probation is the disposition of a case under which a defendant after conviction and sentence is released subject to conditions imposed by the court and the supervision of the probation officer. Ang probation po ay ang proseso ng panahon pagmamasid sa katangian o kakayahan ng isang tao na isang tiyak na tungkulin. Halimbawa, isang bagong empleyado. Meron pong 2 kinds of probation. Meron pong 2 kind of probation. Ito po ang Minor Probation Law Presidential Decree PD 603. As an amendment is otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code. Hence, an offender who is under 18 of age must be dealt with in accordance with a more liberal and beneficent provision of PD 603. However, criminal responsibility of minors shall be dealt with through Republic Act 9344 of known as Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006 as amended. Ang Minor Probation Law or Presidential Decree PD 603. Walang tao ang dapat ilagay sa probation maliban sa paunang pagsisiyasat ng opisyal ng probasyon. Adult Probation Law of Presidential Decree 968 is otherwise known as Adult Probation Law of 1976 was signed into law by President Marcos of the Philippines on July 24, 1976. That led to creation of probation administration to administer the probation system. Ang Adult Probation Law of Residential Decree 968. Ito po yung balik kung hindi man kilala bilang Adult Probation Law of 1976. Ito nilagdaan bilang batas ng Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos ng Pilipinas noong 1976 na humantong sa paglikha ng probation administration upang pangasiwaan ng probation system.
And okay, let's move on. Lesson 7. Lesson 7, Criminology and the Criminal Justice. What is criminal justice system? Criminal justice system essentially is the system or process in the community by which crime are investigated and the person suspected therefore are taken into custody, prosecuted in court, punished if found guilty, provision being made for their correction and rehabilitation. Kinds of legal system. There are two kinds of legal system. First is the adversarial system or adversary system. An adversarial system is that where the court acts as a referee between the prosecution and the defense. The whole process is a contest between two parties. As regards crime, these two parties are the states and the person accused. In this process, court take a non-partisan role. Second one is inquisitorial system. An inquisitorial system is a legal system in which the court or a part of the court is actively involved in investigation the fact of the case. What is due process? Due process is a legal requirements that is state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. Due process balance the power of law of the land and protects the individual person from it. Two branches of due process. There are two branches of due process. First is the substantive due process and second is procedural due process. What is a substantive due process? It refers to the intrinsic validity of the law. Procedural due process. It is based on the principle that a court law renders judgment only after trial and based on the evidence presented therein. Next is the 5 pillars. There are 5 pillars, and first is the law enforcement, also known as the first pillar, Philippines criminal justice system. It composed of law enforcement who serve as a forefront of the criminal justice system of the country. They deal with the citizen and directly exposed to the criminal elements. Therefore, the member of these law enforcement agencies are well-oriented and trained with the ways of civil society. These are the primary law enforcement agency in the Philippines. First is the Philippine National Police, which charges in crime prevention, law enforcement, prevention of peace, order, especially the security of the government under the supervision of Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG. In addition, National Bureau Investigation, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, and other are the special agencies. Their duty is to investigate and gather evidence with respect and arrest the suspect and later on refer it to the prosecuting arms of the government.
Now that at stake, why people are being punished, let's go to the justification of punishment. There are 5 justification of punishment, which are proportionality, just desert, equality, reciprocity, and retribution. In this way, all offender will stay have equality based on what action of crime they did. Let me explain each of it's the first one. Proportionality. In this case, we can rank the person crime how serious their crime did a well standard. Progression in the penalties to administer. Second, in just desert, it has similarities with proportionality. Because wrongdoer punishment should be proportion because punishment considered by what the represent deserve. Next is quality from the word excel, equality. It should have a fairness even they commit a sin. All offender who commit crime with the same degree of culpability should get the same punishment. It is punishment that fit from the what crime they did. Lays retribution. This punishment is having similarities to the first one too, because it say that the punishment should be proportional to the wrong commit and is focused on the punishment of lawbreaker, the compensation of victim.
And the number 3 is the judiciaries. It refers to a country's court system. Judiciaries are responsible for interpreting and applying a country's law in particular cases, and can also be invested with the power to strike down law that it deems unconstitutional. The judiciary is to protect rule of law and ensure supremacy of law. It safeguards rights of the individual, settles disputes in accordance with the law, and ensures that democracy does not give way to individual or group dictatorship. For me, the judiciary is the third organ of a government. It has the responsibility to apply the law, specific cases, and settle all disputes. The real meaning of law is what the judge decide during the course of giving their judgments in various cases.
The fourth pillar, the correctional institution. The term correctional institution means any prison, jail, reformatory, work, farm, detention center, or halfway house, or any other similar institution designed for the confinement or rehabilitation of criminal offenders.
The community. What is community? The community is viewed to be an integral part of criminal justice system in the Philippines, and has been so recognized in that it is the fifth pillar of the criminal justice system. When we say the community refers it to the various institutions such as family, church, or religious organization, education institutions, private organization, and the like. This institution in the community play a very important role in the criminal justice system. It is the ranks that the offenders come and with them that they will end up. Okay? The involvement of this organization in the programs and projects of government, even those that are not necessarily connected with the administration of justice, contribute to the lessening of crimes, as their efforts and diverted to more productive matter. They can contribute immediately in solving crimes by assisting in police investigation, giving testimonies, providing leads for the arrest of criminal.